Hello everyone. Today is Wednesday and we are back. We are not in the studio today. Still trying to figure out some of the internet issues that I'm having in my studio. But I don't know if some of you can remember from way back. This was my prior craft room. Now it is a guest bedroom. Kind of changed things up a little bit. I can't believe all the stuff in my studio fit in this small room. But we are going to have a lot of fun today. We are going to be having a free 5-card class. We're going to be focusing on the Party Piggy along with the dies that coordinate with it. We're going to have a lot of fun, so let me turn you down and we are going to get crafting. All right, so I just need to grab my glasses so I can see what I'm doing. All right, so again, we are going to be focusing in on the Party Piggy bundle. I believe this bundle is like $38 if I'm not mistaken. So it's a really good value. So all the dies that you get will die cut out the little piggy, the head and the body. It cuts out the little hat, the flags. It cuts out a circle that you can use to make a shaker card. We are going to be making a shaker card, so stay tuned. Let's see here. All right, so let's just put that on the side and let's get to our first card. So let's see here. All right, so I have some of the bits and pieces all ready because we have 5 cards. So we are simply going to start with just folding our cardstock in half. And we're going to gently press this down, get a nice sharp edge. Now we have some pink and then we have our white. And now we are going to stamp on here. We need our little silicone mat. We'll need our black ink. I'm going to use our black ink for a lot on these cards today. So if you are joining me, please put a comment in, like, love, share my video. I just want to pull this up on my phone so I can see some of your comments. All right, so just like I said, shoot a comment in and let me know where you're from. Let me know what your weather has been like. Oh, here in Adams, Wisconsin, it has been so hot and so muggy. It's been crazy. All right, so we're going to take our little piggy head and juice him up. And we're going to stamp our little piggy faces. So we'll do one here. Nice press. We'll do a second one. Nice press. All right. Let me just clean this off. Let's see, we'll put that. Where are we going to put that? We'll put that there. All right. So I'm going to show you a couple different things today. We're going to be doing some splatter. We're going to be doing a shaker card. A whole bunch of fun stuff. All right, so I have my 2 little piggy heads. And now I want to color them. So I'm going to grab, let's see, our first color will be the petal pink. And just color him real quick. You don't have to be too exact because I'm going to go over his little nose. A little darker color. So this was the dark. So we'll go over his whole face. Okay, I'm going to go back and color in his nose just a little more. Yeah, we had like mid-90s, hot, humid, sticky, miserable. And then we had some really crazy storms. We live maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes to the bigger lake that's in this area. And some of the boats had flipped over onto other boats. It was crazy. It was so windy. Okay, so that's the dark flirty flamingo. I would like, here's the light. Okay, we'll do the light. So the brush end. And we're going to color this guy in as well. Really easy to color in because it's a bigger image. And you could be fancy and do all your highlighting and everything if you wanted to. But these are just supposed to be some fun, whimsical type cards. Okay, so we did that with the light. Now I need the dark. So it's Flirty Flamingo. Here's the dark. All right, so I'll color in some of the little spots. But one thing I do have to say, and I hope I am not jinxing it, the mosquitoes have not been bad at all. I've been very happy about that. Okay, so we have our little pigs. We're just going to put that on the side, and now we have our other pig. And now I stamped him out on the basic white, and I die cut him out. So the dies, here's the die for his little face. Isn't that cute? Put that back in so I don't lose it. And now let's color this in. And we're going to use, let's see here, what can we use? We'll change it up, and we'll do the dark and then the light. Now, seeing as I'm starting with the dark, I don't want to color where I have those little spots. I don't want to color in his nose either. So we're just going to go around that. And you can color your pigs any color you would like. And just go up and around. We're going to leave that little space white for now. There we go. I'm going to grab the lighter color, and we're going to color in these spots, these white areas. He must be really sunburnt, our little sunburnt piggy. All right, so there we have that. Now I had already gone ahead and I stamped out our sentiment, what's shakin' bacon. Isn't that cute? Love it. All right, so we have all our pieces, so let's put everything together. So we'll grab our adhesive. And I hope I have everything because I had to run to the studio this morning to test out my internet. And of course, being difficult. So So I packed up everything. So my studio is walking distance from my house, so I'm just walking through the woods because my husband made a little path from my house to the woods, or from my house to the studio. It goes through the woods. The neighbors must have been wondering, what on earth is she doing? Carrying lighting, carrying all my supplies. All right, so let's put some dimensionals on here. I'll take those little bits off. All right, and then we're just going to put this right down at the bottom, just like that. Let's put some adhesive on the back of this and attach this to our card base. Actually, I think I'm going to do some dimensionals just to give it a little extra something. I'll put one in the center. So just a quick shout out to all the people that signed up for my Summer Palooza. Thank you so much. We are going to have so much fun. It's going to be 3 days of making, where's my base? Of making, I think it's like 16 cards. So I teamed up with another demonstrator and we created this fantastic summer retreat. So after the retreat is over, I will see what I have for any extra kits, and I can make those available to you. But not until the retreat is over, because I can't guarantee that you would get your supplies in time for the retreat. All right, so now I put the dimensionals on here, but I also have a piece of ribbon. So this ribbon is our Pretty in Pink. It is a polyester border ribbon. So I cut off a shorter piece. Whoops, everything's all sticky now. And what I'm doing is I frayed one edge, and I'm simply going to pull some of the strands out. I only want to grab a few at a time. Sometimes you got to kind of work it down. So you don't always have to use the product how they come. So I have a bunch of little strands here. Just going to fold it in half. See which way my label goes. And we'll put them on the back. So what I did was I put some adhesive in the center so it holds this. We have our dimensionals. And then let's put that right about here. Now let's turn them a little more. There we go. Whoop! Got a crazy one. Put that right here on the side. And now I have these really pretty embellishments. These are Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink gems. So pretty. So let's grab some of these. 1, 2, and then we'll grab a bigger of that one. There we go. All right, so here is card number 1. I'll turn it this way so you can see it better. There we go. All right, so card number 1 is done. On to card number 2. We're going to be using a different color selection. All right, so here's our card base. Simply going to fold this in half. And then we'll put our base on the side. And we have a piece of blueberry bushel. And we are going to do some stamping. So we're going to put blueberry bushel onto blueberry bushel. All right, so we're going to use this stamp. So in here, it is this one. It's like the party confetti. Just turn that over. And we are just simply going to stamp around the card. We're going to make our own little designer series paper. Let's turn it this way. We're going to turn our paper and work the other way. Now, if you don't get to the end, that's perfectly fine. We'll go back. We'll just stamp it with a little portion of the stamp, just like that. We'll do the same thing up here on this side. Put some there. And there. So now we have a little border. Okay, so that is cleaned off. And I need to grab a little baby wipe. So I get my baby wipes from Walmart. You can get like, I think it's like 6 packs of these for like $5-6. So for as quick as I go through them, I don't need anything super fancy. So we're just going to clean that off, put that on the side, let it dry while we put together the rest of the card. All right, so let's add this to our card base. Just made a nice little border. There we go. So then I had also cut out, or die cut, using, let's get the stamp with the dies out here. So I use the Everyday Arches dies. You get all these wonderful dies. And I die cut out of basic white, and I'm just going to simply attach this. Oh, actually, no. We are going to do some blending. So I'll put this right here on the dry side. I don't use the wet side. So now we're going to grab some Flirty Flamingo. I'm just kind of squeezing the stamp pad because I want to get some ink on there. So normally I would do this on my glass mat, but that was one thing I did not bring over. So I'm just going to pick up some of this. Okay, I'm going to start off to the side. And there. Just going to put a little pink down here at the bottom. Not much. There we go. Now when I wash these, they don't come perfectly clean, but that's okay. I keep different blending brushes. So like this will always be like a red or a pink. So when I wash them, I just run them under hot water. I use a little Dawn dish soap. I put the soap on my hand and just rub, and then just kind of flick it under the water, and it comes out decent. So you just kind of keep doing it until the water runs clear-ish. It's not going to be perfectly clean, but that's okay. All right, so now we're going to use some Pool Party. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to squeeze. Sometimes you really got to get in there and squeeze hard. There's a little bit there. Grab that. Maybe just pick some more up. All right, so we'll start off here. And always start off on a different surface. You don't want to start right on here because you could get a sharper if you don't. You don't want that unless that's the look you're going for. So you'll get a softer image. So we'll just blend these two together. There we go. Super easy. Okay, so now we will attach this. Let me get my wipe. Just wipe that real quick, and then we'll flip it so it can dry. There we go. And we are still dry. So now let's attach this flat. So we'll just go right in the center. Easy, easy. Okay. Now I want to stamp my sentiment. So we're going to do Let's Party. We'll grab our small little stamp here. I'm going to use it in the blueberry bushel. And then we'll trim this out a little bit. About here. There we go. All right. We'll trim that in just a little bit. Let's get our other stamping done. Okay, so I had already gone ahead. Let me close this. And I stamped out our little hats. And we are going to color them. So we're going to use the Dark Summer Splash. And then we will use the dark Garden Green. So let's give these a quick color. This goes quickly. Just going to color these in. You're going to see something pretty cool. Because you're probably wondering, what on earth are we going to do with all these hats? We're not going to color those. I will show you. Okay, so I use the bullet end because it's a smaller space. And we'll just go back here and fill in the other white spaces. And now if by chance, and I'm going to show you different ways here. So you can use the dies, or you can even fussy cut them out. You can just cut them out by hand. They are not super intricate stamped images, so you are able to just cut them out by hand. I'm going to show you both ways. There we go. Okay, so let's just put this on the side. Excuse me. All right, so we have some crumb cake. We have a piece of scrap crumb cake. We're going to take our little pig head. Make sure he's covered. He's covered good. There we go. Now we are going to grab his body, because a little piggy will need a body. So, because this is kind of a wonky, wiggly stamp, what I do is I turn it upside down just on a flat surface, and I pick it up with my block. I'll go here so I can see it better. There we go. Make sure we have good coverage. There we go. Okay, so I will show you how easy these are to just cut by hand. So you just want to cut in, and you want to leave a little border, let your paper do the moving. Cut off as you go so you have full range with the scissors if you need. Leave a little border because you don't want to cut on the line, because if you cut on the line and you don't consistently stay on the line, your image is going to look a little wonky. So now here you're thinking, okay, well, what do I do now? So because I already am familiar with how the stamp set goes, I'm going to go up and then back down. We'll get to his head in just a moment. So if you really love this set, the stamp set, but you don't really have the funds and you know you're trying to save some money, you don't need to get the bundle per se. I did only because when it comes time to die cut out the flags, the die helped a lot with that. And when you're in a hurry, you can just run these through the die and it goes quicker. So I'm not going to lie, it does go quicker with the dies. Let's throw our scrap in the garbage. Cut out his little head. Round that ear up a little bit. And then I'm going to show you what we're going to do with those party hats. So you will also notice with the weather outside and your paper, so when the humidity goes up, the texture of your paper feels a little different. So I notice it when I'm cutting, it just feels different. All right, so we have our little piggies. So now we are going to grab our crumb cake. And we're going to color in these little spots. So we got the dark crumb cake here for the spots. I think, so did I bring the light? Yes, I did. I'll do the nose with the light. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll stick with the dark. So I'm sure you noticed I was not here last week doing a live. My husband and I babysat our 3 grandchildren. Well, my daughter and her husband had taken a short vacation. So I have a 4-year-old granddaughter, a 2-year-old grandson, and a little baby grandson. And it was fun. It was just exhausting. Oh my goodness. The day that they left, I was like, whoo, Nana is ready for a nap. I was so tired. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what we're going to do with all these little party hats. So we are going to trim them out, but we are not going to trim out the whole hat. Okay, so we're just going to curl up right around there. We just want the cone part of the hat. There's one. And go up. only want the cone part. There we go. So we have 2. And see, I think I don't like that one. I like this one a little better. I only need 3. I don't know why I pre-cut 4. There we go. We'll save this just in case I need it for another little piggy. All right, so I'm going to throw away the scraps. All right, so now let me get this ink out of the way. And let's get our paper trimmer out. So I want to trim out because my straight cutting is not so great. I just can't cut anything straight. My life depended on it. All right, so let's see here. Let's go up here. Trim it out. Come on. There we go. And so we'll take a tiny bit off the bottom. Not much. And then we will cut this straight. That didn't cut all the, oh, good night. See, I can't even use the trimmer today. Got stuck. There we go. That looks way better. Or as my husband would jokingly say, way gooder. Okay, so we're going to flip our little piggy over. We're going to add some dimensionals. He doesn't really talk like that. It's a joke. And one more. And then we will need, well, let's get our little guy here in place. And I'll show you how the rest works out. So if you're just joining me, please be sure to put a comment in. Let me know which of these cards you like. Let me know where you are from and what the weather's like. Okay, so we're going to put his fun little body over here. I'll take his little head, put that right about there. Okay, so I got to finish coloring that. So I'm going to take, what is this, Dark Melon Mambo, just to give it another color element. Now I want to put it on his head, but I want to pop it up a little bit to match the body of the pig. So you could stack dimensionals. I don't really want to do that. So I'm just going to put one at the tip. Now this is the same height as those regular size dimensionals. So I'll take that off. And then I'm going to put a little adhesive. Now you could use liquid glue if you would like. This just goes quicker for me. Put his little party hat on. There we go. Now, what we are going to do is grab our, and I hope I brought it, yep. So we have our baker's twine, and I've picked out the white. So we're going to tie 2 bows, 2 small bows. We're just going to make them, work them until they get to the size that we want. Right. We'll trim that. There we go. So I have 1 bow. There we go. Let's work on the second one. this one's going to be funky. Okay, we'll start that one over right away. Ooh, now I got a knot. All right, let's try that again. So I tie a bow just like you're tying your shoes. I know some people do the bunny ears. For me, I just find that this is easier. Of course, it's not wanting to cooperate with me. All right, there we go. All right, I'll make that a little smaller. There we go. Pull these down and trim. Okay, so I have 2 bows. I have hat pieces. And now we're going to cut another piece of string. We're just going to cut a little random bit. All right. So now we are going to take our mini glue dots. Just going to roll it off. I'm going to put one in one hand, one in the other hand. Okay. Then we take our long string that we did not tie and just put that right on the top. Now we'll take the other one. We'll see how long of a string we want and place that right on the other one. We'll trim. Okay, now we want to add our bows. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to grab my scissors because I want this to stay flat. It's going to go over the string. I'll take a little bow and put that right over the top. So instead of trying to figure out how to tie a bow and then keep enough string and then tie another bow, I found this was an easier route, at least for me, but you do you. Try and keep that flat. I'll put that over his little hand there. Grab the other bow and put that right over the top. There we go. Now, here's where these little cones come into play. So we are going to grab some of these mini glue dots. We're going to put them on the back, just like that. I'm going to try and keep it towards the bottom edge of the little hat. And we'll grab the third one. There we go. Now we're going to take them, put one in the center. So it's like he's holding a little banner. And put the third one over there. Okay. So now if you want, you can go ahead and grab another glue dot, but this time you kind of want to roll it because you want, oh sure, now it goes flat. You want to roll it and put it underneath and see where it wants to lay, just so it sticks a little more. And put it under this one. There we go. That one kind of just laid nice there. And let's do it to the third one. Come on. And there we go. There's that. Turn that off. All right. So now we need to put our sentiment on. We are definitely, let's see here, I think we'll do this flat. Okay. this flat on our little pig. I'll do that right about here. Now there's a little space. I want to grab a dimensional, put that under there. Okay, so I'll just lift, put it on the back, in the back of the sentiment, and there we go. Now we need some bling. Turn it this way now so you can see. I'm not used to doing cards upside down, so bear with me. All right, so let's grab these are our shades of green hexagons. Aren't they pretty? All right, so we're going to grab a couple colors here and just scatter them. We'll do 1, 2, 3. I like that. We'll stick with the 3. All right, so here is card number 2. And now in here, I would recommend putting in a piece of white cardstock so that it's easier to see your handwriting on there. All right, so there is card number 2. All right, let me put these on the side. Now our next card is going to be fun. It is a shaker card. So I will show you how we will do this. All right, so we have our Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to fold this in half. Just like that. There's another piece of Flirty Flamingo, but I had used this. I used the Forever Plaid embossing folder. Now this folder will only fit in the large Stampin' Emboss machine. Okay, it will not fit in the mini. So there's that. All right, so I had already embossed that, and what we're going to do is just lay this flat on our card base. It's just flat, color on color, but this gives it a nice little texture, and then you have a nice border around it. Okay. Oh, you know what? I didn't want to hear that. That's all right. We'll change up our card a little. All right, so then we have our basic white, and I die cut out the frames with the Textured Notes dies. So in here you get all these lovely frames. Absolutely love it. There's different patterns in the borders. Love it. So we use that. Let's attach this to our card base. Now this we will just lay flat. So just go right in the center. Okay, now we will just put this on the side. So we're going to work on the rest of it. So I already stamped out our little pigs. Now we're going to color them in. So I have the light Flirty Flamingo, and here's the dark. Is that what I want, or do I want, yeah, we'll go with that. I thought I used a different color, but let's go this route. So light. Let's color in his body. We're going to use our, oops, didn't mean to cover that little hoof. That's all right. We're going to use the dies. I'm going to show you how we do the shaker card element. Okay, so there's the light on that. We're going to go back with the dark. Color in everything with the those little spots. Now, when you're coloring with the brush tip, you don't want to scribble. I am going back and forth, but I'm lifting and then going back down. Because otherwise, you will fray the tip of the marker. And you also don't want to go up with it. You always want to bring it down. So otherwise, you'll just fray the tip. All right, so let's finish up with the dark. And with the bullet, you can go back and forth. It's a little more sturdy. That. I'm real nervous about doing the shaker card. And you'll see why. But if I can do it, you all can do it. When I got it on my first try, I was like, whew, can't believe that happened. All right, let's finish coloring his little nose. All right. So now, seeing as I have to use this for the shaker element, we will cut out his body. So you can see how that goes. All right. So now we want to grab our plates. So we have layer 1, layer 2. Let's line up his body. And I didn't bring any of my Post-it notes, so you know what? I think we'll just do one at a time. Because I don't have my Post-it notes to make it stay. So now we have this pink little body. All right, now we're going to do his little head. So we have layers 1 and 2. We have our paper. We have the die. And now we have our number 2 plate. There we go. Now we have his little body and his little head all cut out. Now we need to make it the shaker element. So in your dies you get a circle. You could use this for a label. We're going to use it for our shaker. So let me color his body in just a little more. Okay, so bring this back over. See, I told you I'm like really nervous about doing this. I have a sample one made, so just in case. All right, so we have our layers 1 and 2. We have our little pig. Now we're taking the circle and just putting it right in the center of his belly. And we take our other plate and we sandwich it together. Try not to have the pieces move. Voila. Okay. So this, my friends, is the easy part. I'm just so nervous on this second part. I don't know. I just don't want it to mess up. All right. So I'll put the die back. Now we have his belly, we have his head. Now we want to grab out, these are the small circle shaker domes. So we're going to take one of these out. So you get a bunch of them in here. So we're going to take one, maybe. There we go. Back in. All right, so we're going to be using a lot of glue. So I have my liquid, my fine tip liquid glue. So in the bottle that the glue comes in, I found that I could never line up the cap to get that needle element into the little tip. So I just picked up some little plasticky bottles on Amazon, and it comes with a little cover, and you just slide the cover on. It works great. We're going to use liquid glue. I need my tweezers. It's like I'm doing surgery. I just hope this works. Okay, so now we need our little shaker bits. But before that, we want to put this in the belly. So it's double-sided tape on here. So we're going to peel off the top part. So we're going to take that circle off. We're going to lay it down, and we'll take our little piggy body and put it over the top and there. So that is really good. That fits perfectly with the domes. Oh, I'm starting to sweat here. Hope this works. All right, so now we're going to take our loose shaker elements. Now you could use any shaker elements that you might have, but these are really pretty. They're fun. And we're going to carefully open this so that they don't go shooting out everywhere. Okay. So there's that. Now we're just going to grab a couple little pinches and put in as many or as few as you want. Oh, here's some that kind of fell out. You don't want these shooting all over your room. It'll be like glitter. It'll be everywhere. Ah, see? Goodness gracious. Okay, let's get those little puppies back in. Come on, get in there. Okay, I think I got them all. So now, this is the tricky part. You want to peel off this backing. We got that. Now, you want to take the piece that you die cut out. You want to flip it over and center it. Now, this is where my tweezers came into play. So you want to definitely hold on to the body of it. And you just want to get that right in the center as best as you can. So, just like that. Now, what I did, you can do what you want. This is what I found worked. I took the regular liquid glue. Ah! Okay, so he moved. So you don't want to let it go. Shucks. Get in there. Come on. I had you in there. Now you're being difficult. Okay, y'all, this just might not end well. All right, I think it's stuck. All right, what do I do here? Just try and scooch that over, scooch it over. It's not scooching, so we're going to try and peel it up. So let's try this again. Okay. Take two. So we have the piece that we die cut out. So I'm going to set it up at the top. Now you want to kind of put it in the center. Kicking myself that I let it go before. Come on, get in there. Probably shouldn't have taken that top. Okay, so I'm not putzing with it anymore. So I'm going to take my liquid glue and I'm going all the way around. You do you on how you want to do yours. This is how I did my first one and it worked fabulous. Okay, so I have my glue. Want to make sure I have the glue in here, just like that. Now, this is the tricky part. Need my card base. We're going to have to do a quick flip. So, this is probably so the wrong way to do this. I'm just afraid. Quick flip. And he's going to go right there. Okay, not exactly where I would have put him, but there. So now you have the adhesive of the ring, plus you have the liquid glue to help hold that piece that you just die cut out. All right, so see, you have your little shaker. Phew! Okay. Now, let's grab his little head. Seeing as I have the liquid glue out, we're just going to put a little bit of glue on him. Less is more on this glue. Let's put his little head on here. He's a happy little pig. All right, I'll close this up. Okay, so now we are going to, I just know this is going to go crazy. Don't spill. Let's grab our little tags. We need to stamp our sentiment. I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo. And we'll use I Am So Proud of You. I think that's so cute. All right. Whew, I am like so relieved that that worked. All right. So let's stamp or juice it up. Let's stamp right about there. Awesome. Okay, so now let's move this because I don't need this anymore. Let's try not to run into that and flip those things over. So we need our, do we need the trimmer? Maybe not. Okay, so let's see. I want I Am. I'm going to do this in a couple pieces here. Check that out. Ooh, it's getting really dark here. Probably going to be getting some more storms. All right, so I have I Am. And now we have So Proud of You, so we'll cut this short. Try and stay straight. It's not bad. Try and stay straight. There we go. Oh. Alrighty, so let's get some dimensionals. So what I'm going to use are the sides of your dimensional pack. I'm just going to grab two there, peel the back off, grab two more, peel the back off, and we'll put that right here at the bottom. And now we have the I Am. Grab just one of those. Whoops. Well, you know what? Maybe a regular full-size dimensional may or may not work. Okay, it will work. Just have to line it up. So you don't want it to hang over. There we go. This over. And we'll put the I Am up here. I Am So Proud of You. All right, So now, when I said I wasn't supposed to put this embossed piece down, I was going to wrap it with this ribbon. So this is our white woven ribbon. So what I'm going to do instead is we're going to make a bow. And we'll just put the bow on the side. All right, trim. Cut your ends on an angle. Okay, now we are going to need, where did my, here they are. My mini glue dots. Now it's a wider ribbon, so I may need to use a few of them. So I'm just going to put some on the back. There's one. There's two. Let's see, do I need three? Why not? Okay, so then we'll take our bow, all of the mini glue dots, and we'll just put this on the side here. There we go. Now we are going to pull back these out. Now we have our fine tip glue. What we're going to do is just put, let's see, squeeze it so it starts. There we go. Put a little dot, 1, 2, 3. Got 3 up there, and we'll do 3 down here. 1, 2, 3. And then we'll see where else we might need them. So I'm taking my tweezers, and actually you can just poke them in. Come on. Oh, these worked fabulous yesterday. Come on. Right, we'll grab them better this way. I'll put that right on the top there, and it just sits right in that glue. And do darker color. There we go. A little star. And I'll put that there. And now that's an even number, so I want to do an odd. So I'll put one right here. There we go, just a little teeny dot. And it's probably no bigger than the tip of a pencil. Put your cover on right away because that just dries really quick. I'll grab a purple. No, those are purple there. Let's grab yellow. Yellow star. Maybe. Whoop! And the sucker went flying. Just a tad of glue on the end. Oh, it's the wrong color. I don't want that color. Let's take that off. We don't want that one. Oh, excuse me. Another little bit of glue. Let's try that again. I want like a yellow or a different colored star. There's one. Okay, a red one. I'll go with that. All right, so I'll take these little bits and put them back. Usually stick to your fingers pretty well, especially with this humidity. Everything sticks. All right, we're going to cover these bad boys up. There we go. All right, here's our shaker card. Isn't that adorable? Super cute. Super, super cute. All right, so this was my sample, so this is how I had it first. All right, so we got that. Card number 4. I'm going to try and go a little quicker here. Those were the ones that took the most amount of time. All right, so let's fold this in half. Press that down. Now we have our black. Let's attach this to our card base. Right in the center. Just like that. All right, now we need to stamp, so we're going to grab our silicone mat. We're going to grab our Flirty Flamingo. And we need that again. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to go around the edge. Just like that. Turn it. Let's see. We'll go in so we can get that little corner. This one we need to go in a little more. Now we're not going to see the center, but move that out of the way. Just need a little more coverage. There we go. It looks a little wonky right now, but don't worry. All right, so now we will attach this to our base. We don't need this anymore. Okay, so go right here in the center. There we go. Now we have an oval. So this was die cut out from Impressions of Bloom. So you get different size ovals. So I die cut that out, and let's attach that to our base. Right in the middle. Just like that. Okay, so now we have our little pigs. I already stamped and die cut them out for time's sake. So let's just grab, oops, our Flirty Flamingo. We're just gonna color in. Is it flirty? Yep. Color in the little piggy nose. These little spots. You know, this card goes super quick. And there we go. Easy, easy. Oh, we forgot his ear. All right, he is all colored in. So let's put our dimensionals on. Get him on the card. Three, there we go. Take off the little bits. His little body on here like that. He's having fun. He's dancing around. There's this. Okay. And we have that little extra hat, so we are going to just trim this one out. And the dies are nice for the hats too because it goes around all the little frillies. the frillies. That's the technical term. There we go. Let's go back in here. And there we go. Now we got to color the ends. Color it with some pink. There we go. We're going to do the same thing with this hat that we did on the other one. Put the dimensional on the little mini one. Some adhesive, maybe. There we go. Put this little hat on. There we go. Now we are going to grab some of those strawberry slush gems and we'll sprinkle some of those on. Okay, so we got 1, 2, and 3. So we got that. Alright, we'll put these on the side. I think we're done with those. Now I want to take a little bit of ribbon. So this is the white ribbon. Okay, so we're just going to take it and tie a little bow. So it is different than the other ribbon, it's thinner. Let's make this a nice tiny bow. It's going to be wearing a little bow tie. I'm going to sharpen my scissors. There we go. And some mini glue dots. We'll grab 2. One there, and we'll grab the other one. Put that right there, and a little bow tie. All right. Oh, we need our sentiment. We need a happy birthday to you. Oh, that's what I want. I want happy birthday. All right. So if you are watching, please say hello. Let me know that you are here. Let me know where you're from. And let me know what kind of weather you are having. Like I said earlier, the weather here has just been hot, hot, hot. Nothing compared to the East Coast, though, that is for sure. I saw temperatures on the news, 108. Okay, I'm sorry, but that is just crazy. 108 degrees. All right, so let's make this. I need to trim this up. There's a little more trimming here, so I'm going to make sure that I do it straight. That can go in the trash. So now we'll go this way. And what's nice about this trimmer is you can see through, so you can see where you're cutting. So I'm just going to trim this. I just made it a little bit off. There we go. Now we have our sentiment. So let's put some adhesive on there. Get these pieces out of the way. So we will do some dimensionals. All right, so one there, one there. All right, happy birthday to you. So here is card number 4, and we have one more to go. One more card to go. Super cute. All right, so we have our green. Make some room here. All right, so fold this in half. So this is where I'm going to show you a little splatter technique. Save this one for last because it's messy, messy, messy. All right, and we'll adhere this down. And we're going to get all our pieces that we don't want splattered attached, and then we'll put it on the side. All right, so that is it for now. So we're going to move this over. We are going to grab this, and let me see if I can grab a piece of copy paper. There we go. You want to protect your work surface and all the other stuff you got going. All right. So I am going to grab, what am I going to grab? I'm going to grab the Dark Summer Splash, the Dark Melon Mambo, and the Dark Granny Apple Green. So we'll start with the green. All right, so you will take your marker, your blend, and the cap, and you will flick. Just light flicks. You don't want to go too hard because otherwise you're going to end up ruining your marker. There we go. Now we're going to do the red. This is the Melon Mambo. Do some of that. So can you see how the color just sprinkles on? Just subtle enough. All right, and now we have the Summer Splash. Same thing. Flick, flick, flick. Rotate your marker a little bit. There we go. So see how you can see all the, this way, so you can see all the little splatters. And now you can just take your scratch paper and pitch that. And make sure we don't have anything on here. All right, so let's bring this back. We'll add some adhesive to the back here. Like that, and I'll put that right in the center. There we go. We'll grab our little piggies. So I already die cut out. You just need to color a little pig. So let's grab, we'll color his nose in, his ears. So these last two cards go pretty quick. I wanted to do the longer card, or the cards that took the most amount of time. I wanted to get those done first. And here we go. Okay, so we have that. I'll try and do this one upside down. Get our dimensionals. So with these cards, you do use a lot of dimensionals. So, and don't forget that if you place an order with me for $35, you will get the 5-card kit. Usually I do like a 3 or 4. Today I'm doing a 5-card kit that you will get in the mail for free if you place an order at my store. So you have until Monday to get your orders in, and then they will ship out later next week. The tutorial will be emailed directly to you. All right, he's going to be dancing around here, just like that. He's a happy little guy. All right, let's color up his hat. So once you place an order, I get an email directly from Stampin' Up! And they will tell me that you've placed an order. So when I see that, then I will go ahead and put you down for the free class. So you will get all the bits and pieces to make all 5 cards, plus you will get the tutorial emailed directly to you. So you're just simply spending $35 and you get this awesome card kit. There we go, coloring the rest of these little lines, little stripes. So I know a lot of you are probably still at work, so you can always watch the replay. I don't like to close out a class while people are at work. All right, the little baby ones, here we go. So we need that one right there. Use our adhesive. We'll put his little party hat on. Party, party. All right, let's get some dimensionals on the back of our flag. Got one there, and we'll use up all our little bits for our flag. And let's see, I think we might need a little teeny tiny baby one at the very bottom. Actually, you know what? No, we don't, because it will get tucked in. We are almost finished here. I know this is a little longer class than what you're used to, but I figured seeing as I wasn't here last week, and make up for lost time. There we go. I will grab out our hexagons again and add some of these really pretty gems on here. So there's 1, 2, 3, we have 4, now let's see, we'll throw a dark one up in there, so 5. All right, so here, oh, we need our sentiment. Can't forget that. Can't forget our sentiment. Where'd it go? So I want happy birthday to you. Where is my birthday? There we go. Will that fit? It might fit. It might be a little tight. Now I have more scrap paper. There we go. And we're not going to banner this one out. I was initially planning on it, but my scrap paper was a little too small. All right, so let's grab some adhesive. And let's put this right here. Grab a dimensional. I'll put that just right underneath. All right, so here's our card. I'll actually show you the sample one because I think that one turned out a little nicer. All right, so let's pull out all our fabulous cards so you can see all of what we made if you're just joining us. All right, so we have card number 5. Here's card number 4. Them down, go that way. There's 4. Here's card number 3, a little shaker card. There is card number 2, and here is card number 1. All right, so here are all our fabulous cards that we made today. We've been here an hour and a half. Holy cats. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate your time, your support. I love you all, so thank you so much for joining me. I do have an ordering special. It is in the description. Again, if you place an order for $35, you will get a card kit where you can make one of each of these. So 5 cards total. And if you place an order of 50 or more, I will be throwing in a bonus gift. It'll be a brand new package of something current. So I will include that in your order. Well, that is all I have for you, lovelies. I need to find my mouse here. All right, so I will see you all back here next week. Remember to take advantage of this ordering special. You have until Monday. I'm shutting it down on Monday. So I will see you all back here next week. And that is all I have. All right, thank you very much, and God bless.